What happens when you get into debt?
I'll do what I want. I will punch you clean through that window.
And you can't.
I don't know work. I can't go.
Or won't pay it back.
I can't pay you. I can't pay you.
We meet the High Court enforcement agents who are pushed to their limits.
No, they're in the pot!
Dealing with desperate debtors.
Could you please open the door?
Like you're kicking me out of my dad's house.
In dramatic situations.
I'll break your glasses!
We meet the people who are losing their homes.
We've got nowhere to go.
You can't leave him because if that pipe comes off, it's like threatening.
And their possessions.
Will it be all right to tow it behind a transit?
Because whatever happens, if you can't pay...
Get your hands off me.
They'll take it away. Across the UK, people aged between 25 and 34 are increasingly finding themselves in debt. Research has shown that over 3/4 of young adults have received financial support from their parents. Stuart McCracken and Elmore Victor are High Court enforcement agents. They work all over England and Wales, seizing property and collecting debt.
Sunny Blackpool, eh?
Always.
Today they're in Blackpool to serve a writ on Mr. Daniel Barrett, a self-employed plasterer who owes over £6,500.
That's what we after now. So let's have a look. 1, 2, 3.
There we go, on your right hand side.
If Mr. Barrett can't or won't pay today, Stuart and Vic have the right to seize goods to cover the debt. The High Court writ gives the agents the right to make peaceful entry through an unlocked door.
Hello? It's alright, I've gone.
Don't let him out.
I know I'm not, don't worry.
Right, what are you doing? Come on, get in. What are you doing coming in?
We're High Court enforcement agents.
Well, right, I know who you are,
Okay.
but all I want you to do is stay outside the door, please.
I'll be staying here at the moment, okay, to show you my ID.
Right.
So my name's Mr. McCracken, this
Right.
is Mr. Victor. We're here for Mr. Barrett.
Right, Daniel.
Yeah, Daniel,
That's
yeah.
my son.
Yeah.
Is he here at the moment or not?
No, he's not. He's
Is he
actually
working?
We got a High Court writ basically to take control of goods unless he makes a payment. Is there any chance you can get in touch with him?
He's got no money to make a payment, and there's nothing here of his apart from him sleeping here and being living here. There's no goods. All the goods are actually ours, mine and the husband's.
But Stuart spots a potential asset. If the car outside belongs to Daniel, it could be taken away to pay off the debt.
Who owns the vehicle on the driveway?
Me.
Right, have you got...
See my logbook?
we need a sales invoice.
The pressure is on. Mrs. Barrett gets her son on the phone.
Danny! Law enforcement officers here, they want to speak to you. Right, but you need to speak to them, they want to speak to you.
Hello, is that Daniel?
Hi mate, you alright?
Daniel, my name's Mr. McCracken. I'm a High Court enforcement agent from Direct Collecting Bailiffs.
Hi.
Right, we've got a High Court writ to collect an outstanding balance, sir, for £6,653.
Yeah, carry on, get to the point, mate.
Yeah, well, I am getting to the point. I'm explaining why I'm here, so what I'm prepared to do.
For one, you shouldn't be in the house. You've walked in the house on your own without being asked to come in, so you need to leave.
No, we won't be doing that, sir, I'm afraid.
No, you will be doing. You will. There's nothing there that you can physically take.
I'm not, like I said, sir. We're here to collect an outstanding balance of £6,653.
Well, I'm not present at the address and I can't discuss it over the phone. So
While Stuart talks to Daniel, Mrs. Barrett shows Vic the paperwork for the car.
Well, I'll be staying.
It turns out the car is in Mrs. Barrett's name and can't be seized.
I do think that brings out the worst in people. It's embarrassing, isn't it? I mean, it is embarrassing to anyone. And I think it's even worse if it's not your debt, and it's your son's or your daughter's debt.
But as Stuart speaks to Daniel, tensions begin to rise.
Get off the property. You've got no right to be in in there.
I do have every right to do.
You have walked in that house on
Don't raise your voice, sir.
Invited in.
Don't raise your voice, okay?
If I want to raise my voice, I will do. You've walked into my mum and dad's house without being given entry.
That's
you
correct,
can leave
so
now.
No, we won't be leaving, sir, until you make a payment.
You will be leaving because you'll be there all fucking night. And you know it. You know it, and I know it.
Okay.
Danny.
Want your name and everything.
Yeah, you can have my name, sir. No problem at all. My name's Mr.
I want to know
McCracken.
where you live as well.
Yeah, no problem at all. That's fine. I've got no issue with that. We're based in Northwich and Cheshire, sir.
Yeah, I bet you are. Yeah, I bet you are.
I don't accept any kind of threatening behaviour at all in any way, shape or form. At the end of the day, we are trying to deal with that situation, and there are various ways of controlling it. You just got to think about your end goal, because we are there to collect a payment and nothing's going to stop us.
After 10 minutes at the address, the agents aren't any closer to recovering the debt.
Put my mum on the phone.
Okay, there you go.
What money are you after?
To see what you can raise.
To see what you can raise. You've got a tenner. That's a token gesture. He has no money. He works for himself.
He doesn't work for free.
No, he doesn't work for free, but you know yourself, if you're self-employed, the work comes or it goes.
It's just a shame to see parents getting dragged into issues that are out of their control. If I was ever in that situation, my mum and dad would kill me. There's no question about it. But at the end of the day, they don't want to see your son in dire straits.
Daniel's offer of £10 towards his £6,600 debt is not enough for Stuart.
He's obviously at work at the moment, so he'll be getting paid for jobs. So he must have some form of money to keep diesel in his van.
But then, it becomes clear that Daniel isn't at work after all.
Right, okay, I thought you were out at work. Right, he's out of work. He's not
Does he want to come back home then?
Sorry?
Does he want to come back home and have a chat with us?
He says, well, do you want to come back home and come and have a chat with him? No, not again, Danny. You can't do this. We've got neighbours looking here and everything.
Do you want to try this time, Vic?
Yeah. Hello, hi there, my name is Mr. Victor. Look, mate, we're here to work with you as much as possible.
Yeah, you can work with me.
But Mrs. Barrett has had enough.
Give us the phone back, please. Right, Dan, that's enough now. Love.
She's going to lock the door.
I've locked the glass door.
Yeah,
No, they're in the park!
Will Stuart and Vic be able to control this unpredictable situation and get the £6,500 they came for? Stuart McCracken and Elmore Victor were looking to serve a writ on plasterer Daniel Barrett for a debt of over £6,500.
We're here for Mr. Barrett's.
Right, Daniel.
Yeah, Daniel.
That's my son.
Yeah.
But Mr. Barrett was not at home.
He's actually working.
When they reached him, he refused to cooperate.
You will be leaving because you'll be there all fucking night.
Instead, his mother shut off access to the house.
No, they're in the park!
Now, with no sign of the defendant, Stuart and Vic need to calm Mrs. Barrett down.
Hello? You can speak through the glass, that's fine. Okay.
But then suddenly, the police arrive on the scene.
High Court enforcement agents executing a High Court writ.
Now, Stuart and Vic must brief the officers.
What have you come here for? So
it's a High Court writ.
It's High Court writ, so we're here to either collect goods or collect payments, one thing or another.
It's been reported to us as a very lucky kind of burglary, you see. That's why we've come.
It appears that someone has called the police to report a break-in at the address.
That's the writ of control. That's his name and that's the address. So this document gives us the right to come to this property and enforce.
We get told that we've broken into places, we get told that we're stealing, but 9 times out of 10 the police presence is vital because everybody wants a third opinion and they need the reassurance from the police that what we're doing is correct.
I'll go and speak to her.
Yeah, no problem at all.
Having established why the agents are at the address, the police go to speak with Mrs. Barrett.
Close that door.
With the door open and the police inside, the agents enter the house. They need to assess whether any assets inside belong to the debtor. But Stuart's presence aggravates Mrs. Barrett.
If you calm down, I'll explain things to them, but you don't give people a chance. She's saying, she just explained to me then, that nothing in this house actually belongs to her son. So I can't verify that.
No, we can't either.
You can't either.
No.
Despite Mrs. Barrett's protests, Stuart needs to make a list of items of value in the house under a controlled goods agreement. If any of the assets belong to Daniel, they can then be seized if he doesn't pay. But as Stuart goes to get his paperwork, Daniel's father appears on the scene.
Morning there, sir.
Have you forced entry?
Sorry?
I've seen this list, you know. Have you forced entry?
No, not at all. No,
you
not
walk
at all.
through that permission, yeah?
No, not at all, sir.
Should we let you in?
If the door's open, so we can walk through, it's called peaceful entry.
I've got to not allowed.
No, well, you can do, sir. If that was the case, the officer would have arrested
made my
us.
wife £5.
It appears that Mr. Barrett is aware of his son's financial situation.
You've seen his solicitor.
Yeah, I know.
What you need to do is a payment plan.
I know.
I've been through the procedure with the solicitor, mate.
I know.
And the other thing is, sorry to talk to you, your transit van's blocking my driveway, I'll put my car on it.
Okay, we'll move it. Yes, of course. Do you want me to explain what's happening, sir, or not? Because you're exactly like your son. I'm trying to explain the situation.
I've got all the legal requirements, I've heard everything.
What we're going to do is call the control.
Sorry, I'm not walking away, sorry.
Daniel's father doesn't seem very willing to discuss the matter. But Vic needs to make him understand the situation.
At the moment, this is a High Court active writ. Yeah, that's the only legal documentation, and that's why we're here today. And unfortunately, it's in your address because he does live here.
Yeah.
So it's up to you to prove that nothing in this property belongs to your son. It's not up to us to prove that it does. I think that's the bottom line.
Just get to the bottom line so these gentlemen got more important things to do. So.
Yeah, I didn't phone them, sir. I didn't phone them. I'm not wasting their time. They're here for the breach of peace.
Mr. Barrett decides to call his son to try to get him to cooperate.
Just speak to him. And thank you for the call, Ben. No, we're saying get him out, so speak to him.
Hello? Right, what we're going to do is, and just let me, before you get worked up again, let me explain to you, because everybody's now calm in the property, alright? We're doing what's called a control goods agreement. Mr. Barrett, Mr. Barrett, Mr. Barrett, Mr. Barrett. No, I'm not. You need to come back to us to suggest what you realistically can afford monthly going forward.
Daniel has made Vic a new offer.
He's offered £30 a month. I will put it to the claimant, but I can tell you now they won't accept it.
Okay.
You need to raise funds. That's the bottom line.
Daniel's offer of £30 a month means it could take 20 years to pay off the £6,500 debt. Vic lays down an ultimatum.
We'll make a list of what's here of value. It stays here, and we will give him 24 hours to contact us, to come back to us, to make a payment. If he fails to make a payment, or he doesn't want to talk to us, or come to an agreement, right? We have got the authority to return.
The agents must walk away without a payment for now. But if Daniel doesn't come up with an acceptable offer within 24 hours, Stuart and Vic will be back. Homelessness in England has risen by 1/3 since 2010. As councils struggle to cope with these rising numbers, thousands of families are being placed in temporary accommodation outside their own borough. 3:30 p.m, North London.
Turn right.
High Court enforcement agents Paul Bohill and Steve Pinner are on their way to carry out an eviction.
This is a repossession, which I think the property's up for auction because we've got to send the keys to the auctioneers. The name of the road is St Margaret's, Tottenham, I think.
The claimant has applied to the High Court to speed up the repossession. This means the current occupiers, Debbie and Dean Douglas, must leave the property today.
It's here.
But this is going to be one of the toughest evictions Paul and Steve have ever faced.
Hello. I'm looking for Debbie Douglas and Dean Douglas. Are you Douglas?
Yeah.
Okay, could you call them for me, please? Thank you.
Before he can continue his inquiries, Paul needs to find out how old the family member is.
Hello, are you there? How old are you?
20.
All right. Okay. Can I just talk to you? Have you got any younger brothers or sisters?
Yeah.
How old are they?
9 and 15.
Debbie Douglas is out collecting her youngest child from school. A neighbour comes round to see what's happening.
Jason?
Jason! Sorry.
Jason?
Might be upstairs. With all due respect, you are a close friend of the family.
Yeah, I'm a neighbour.
Okay.
I would have thought that she would have been told of this in advance.
She was told by the county court that she had to be gone by a certain date. This has now since been transferred to the High Court, and with that there is no notification of our attendance.
Moments later, Debbie and her youngest child arrive home.
Hello.
Hi.
Mrs. Douglas.
Yeah, what's happening, please?
My name is Paul Bohill. We're High Court enforcement agents.
Okay.
And we have a repossession order for this property.
And why would that be?
I don't know.
Because this is my dad's house and he died. So the paper's in probate.
Debbie claims she has a right to her late father's house. But her father's girlfriend, who didn't live with him in the house, disputed this and started legal action.
It's like a family dispute, but it's my dad's house, but it shouldn't be getting possessed because the paperwork's in the solicitors. He told me none of us can do anything until we make an agreement to say who is entitled to what.
The possession order was granted by the county court.
Okay.
And it's now been changed to the High Court.
Yeah.
Which means we don't actually write and tell you we're coming. But the effect of it is that you have to leave the property now.
But it's my dad's house. I just don't get it. This has been going on for 15 years.
Wow.
Debbie believes that legal proceedings are still underway, but the High Court writ means that her father's girlfriend has won her case and is entitled to evict Debbie and her children.
Who is Dean Douglas?
That's my brother.
Is he contactable? Do you think he'd know anything about this?
No, because he knows as much as me.
Well, that's one for the books, isn't it? Doesn't affect the day.
We're covered by that piece of paper.
Totally.
Clearly in shock, Debbie gets her mum on the phone.
My dad lived here. He lived and he worked. He was a tailor.
Yes.
And he worked there. And he's... Mum, remember the letters that I was bringing to the house that we were looking at? Well, they must have been real. But what am I supposed to do? When we went that bad, I didn't even want to stay in this stupid house. My dad lived here on his own for 15 years and he was bleeding to death and I came to look after him. And that's just fucking kicking me out of my dad's house.
It's not time.
The woman's just doing it. She's kicking my dad, my dad's out.
Family disputes are always going to create emotion because at the end of the day, it's a family. And obviously, something's happened for us to be there, and it's going to be awkward.
Despite the complicated family feud, the agents are duty-bound to enforce the eviction. The neighbour, Christine, steps in to help her friend.
It's not a time to cry, it's a time to be strong. You didn't know about the case, you go back and fight for what's yours. Simple. The mother of legal services, Great Britain. You kick out a woman with 3 children.
You must understand that we don't choose who we come and see. We are instructed by the High Court and commanded to repossess the property.
How can you be thrown out of your father's house? How can you be thrown out of the house?
I don't have that answer. I don't have that answer.
And someone's
for you.
taking you to court. This is England. You didn't know anything about the case. This is England. It will be rectified. It will be rectified. The judge is human like you.
But the priority is to get stuff for a couple of days. Things you're going to need: identification, medication, phone charges. Get down to the council. You have children. They'll emergency house you. Then you can make an arrangement to come back and collect everything else. That is your first and foremost thing you have to do, because you need somewhere to stay tonight. Unfortunately, it can't be here.
As Debbie has 3 children, she's entitled to emergency accommodation. But there's a problem. It's 4:45 p.m. and the housing office shuts in 15 minutes. If she can't get there in time, Debbie and her 3 children could face a night on the streets. High Court enforcement agents Paul Bowhill and Steve Pinner were in North London carrying out an eviction.
We have a repossession order for this property.
But the agent's visit came as a shock to the occupier, Debbie.
It's my dad's house, but it shouldn't be getting repossessed because the paperwork's in the solicitors.
Debbie claims she had a right to her late father's house, but her father's girlfriend took legal action and won the case in court.
You're kicking me out of my dad's house.
You need somewhere to stay tonight. Unfortunately, it can't be here.
Now, Debbie and her family urgently need emergency accommodation or face a night on the streets. But the council's housing office shuts in 15 minutes' time. Debbie's friend, Christine, calls the after-hours helpline.
So, you're calling on behalf of your friend who's homeless?
Yes. And the court enforcement officers are here right now. We have to leave. We have to vacate the property today. Now.
Okay. Just hang on 1 second for me. Is the person you're calling about, do they reside in Harringay or do they just live in a different borough?
They're in Harringay. She's here right now. She's a bit distressed, but she's here.
Debbie Douglas.
Okay, Debbie Douglas, are you the person who's homeless?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, okay, that's fine, Debbie. They'll give you a call within the next hour. If you don't get a call by, let's say, 6:30, just give us a call back and we'll chase it up for you.
Okay, but they've changed the locks already. They're just giving us a chance to speak with you.
I understand. All we do is take the information and we forward it over to the emergency response team. They should call you back very shortly.
The council have said they'll call back within the hour. But Paul and Steve are now needed on another job.
All my family are panicking now, and I don't have nowhere to charge the phone. So right now it's on charge. The house phone's been going on and off the charge.
Yeah, okay, all right, we'll wait. Just that we've got it's a rolling programme, so normally we'd be here, not your problem, but we're here and gone in an hour, but we've now got...
I know, I understand that.
The family start to move some of their belongings to Christine's house, a few doors down. 20 minutes later, the council calls Debbie back.
Are you working?
I'm working, yeah.
Yeah, don't you have any money? Could I book yourself into a hotel for today?
No, yeah, I work, yeah. And the money that I work is part-time money, and my money is accounted for, so I don't have money in my bank.
Because
I don't have money in my bank like that though. I don't.
Because I can help the children, the 14 and the 9, but I can't help the 20-year-old, and I can't help you.
They can't help me in Dayton.
So what's this about? You can't help. What's the situation? Sorry.
Because she works here, she has access to finance, and I can't find anything for her. Best thing for her to do is, okay, let's ask for more money, local housing office, and they have to make the judgment. But if for the kids, the 14-year-old, 9-year-old, I can help. I can pass things.
So how's he going to help me?
This is not a social worker problem. We're not telling you that the children are in any kind of danger. They're homeless. Yes? Do something about that, because that's what your job is about.
Technically, she's still in the house, so she's not homeless. But when she leaves the house, she'll be homeless.
With the prospect of the family being split up for the night, Paul steps in.
Hang on, the enforcement officer wants to speak with you.
Hello, my name is Paul Bohill. These people have been evicted. You said these people aren't homeless. They are. We have a high court...
What I've said is, the minute they leave the house, they're homeless.
Okay, would you please leave the house? Right, the only reason they're in the house is because the phone needs to be plugged into the system here. It's her mobile phone. They've now left the property.
Okay, can I speak to the client, please?
Well, no, because you've said she's got to be outside.
Okay, but I didn't say that. I said she'll be homeless the minute she leaves the house. I'll call her back in the next 5 minutes.
This is them being absolutely stupid. And we've been through this mill, waiting, all the process that you've been through, the drama that you've been through today, we've done a dozen times.
Okay.
They're obliged to house you.
Today is not a good day. Councils are frustrating for us because, you know, we try and talk to them sometimes on behalf of the tenant, but you have to understand from the other side of the coin is that there are so many people on the system that I don't know if they've got enough staff or funds to deal with everything.
Over an hour after Christine first spoke to the council, they call back with an unusual request.
You need to go to the police station with the document, and I'm going to call you there and speak to the police officer to verify the document.
Okay, I'm going there right now.
Which police station?
I'm going to Tottenham Police Station. All right. In about say 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Yes, it's just across from my place. I'm going to make sure you call me because I don't want to be waiting there. All right.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Despite the fact that the writ is a standard legal document and proof of the eviction, the council has asked Debbie to get it verified by the police. But after spending an hour at the police station, it's not good news.
The homeless unit are saying they don't understand the paperwork.
Understand? What is there not to understand from a high court? So I'm very saddened at the way things have turned out and the way my friend has been treated. When she needs help, she's getting no help from anywhere.
Debbie and her family are now in a desperate situation. It's 7:30 p.m. Paul and Steve have been with the family for 4 hours, but they won't leave until Debbie and her children have a bed for the night. Paul urges Christine to call the council one last time.
Make the phone call again to the council. We've executed dozens and dozens of writs up here. They must have seen a writ. They must be aware of the circumstances.
Christine makes the call.
Hi, I called you a couple of hours ago. My friend is out on the streets with her children. Are you categorically now telling me that she is not going to be rehoused with the children tonight? Are you categorically saying that?
I can't confirm or deny anything because I'm not the homeless team. Have you had a call back from the social services?
No. It's over an hour now from the time we got from the police station, and we've had no call. We're out on the street with the children outside the house.
Okay. All I can do then for you is to reapply for the homelessness for them to call you back again.
Because we're waiting for their call. So if you could transfer us to them, please.
We don't transfer, I'm afraid. They will have to call you back.
Okay, I'll be waiting. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
The processing of their claim for emergency housing may well take 4 to 6 hours, and we know from feedback that we have that's about average. I think the whole system is absolutely outrageous.
It's now 8 o'clock at night. With no offer of assistance from the council yet, Paul allows the family back into the house. 45 minutes later, an officer from the emergency housing team calls back.
So, she's got nowhere to stay?
Yes.
At all?
She's on the streets right now with the kids. Yes, I am.
So why can't you accommodate her tonight and they can go to Apex House in the morning?
It is not my duty to house her tonight. It is your duty, not mine.
Right, okay, you're a friend and you're taking her.
Yes, I'm a friend. I've got 4 children.
Okay.
So my house is full.
Your house is full? You got 4
Yes,
kids?
yes.
Okay. Has she got any other friends or relatives she can stay with?
No, she hasn't.
Okay, the reason why we're sorting this information out is at the moment we usually get information from our bed and breakfast, and a lot of them are fully booked, but we're trying to get some more information. So just 1 second, please. There is bed and breakfast in Ealing.
Ealing?
Ealing, yes.
How are we gonna get to Ealing this night? And the children have to be in school in the morning.
It would take over an hour for Debbie and the children to get across London to Ealing.
I think the council are absolutely behaving abominably. I don't think it's fair at all. You know, it's now 9 o'clock at night.
That's all we got. Why can't we be friends? If you're so concerned.
No, don't be going on about a friend. No. Don't put no guilt on me. Don't put your what you're meant to do. Don't put it on me and try to play games with. Don't play games. It is your duty to house her. Don't you dare try to blackmail me by saying as a friend that I am meant to house her.
Change your mind, you can call us back where?
There will be no call into Ealing without you providing the transportation to get there.
I can give you the phone number.
I don't need no social worker because we cannot get to Ealing this night without some support.
Thank you.
Thank you for nothing.
Exasperated by the situation, Paul decides to take action of his own.
Yes, I'm wondering if you've got a room vacant tonight in North London.
Paul books the family into a local hotel.
This is an unusual case. We don't do this for everybody, trust me. But we're seeing what appears to be, well, certainly the injustice of the housing system, the emergency housing. I mean, that's too silly for words. We don't offer to help with hotel rooms as a matter of course. We will only use those as a last resort. I wouldn't see a mother and children out on the street on a winter's night. We would do what we would consider to be the reasonable thing.
It's now 10 p.m.
So if there's an issue, we'll sort it. It's paid for, done.
Thank you.
All right, and breakfast is included. Turn all the lights off on your way through, please.
After 7 hours at the property, Paul and Steve finally complete the eviction.
Thank you, Christine. Couldn't have done it without you. You're a real fighter.
Thank you.
Thanks to Paul and the enforcement company, Debbie and her children will have somewhere to sleep for the night. But the family face an uncertain future. Paul and Steve have experienced a heartbreaking situation. But in Stuart and Vic's next case,
I haven't got that money in my bank at the moment.
They come across a man.
This is our man, isn't it?
Who won't face up to his debt.
How do I prove to you that that vehicle is my wife's?
Since the start of the financial crisis in 2007, personal debt in the UK has increased by nearly £300 billion. Now, nearly 9 million people across the UK are struggling with debt. (8 a.m. Harden, Wales. Stuart McCracken and Elmore Victor are back on the road with a writ to recover over £4,000 owed by plumber Justin Westbrook.
Have you seen it outside?
Yeah, I know, mate. Frosty this morning.
If Mr. Westbrook can't or won't pay his debt, Stuart and Vic have the right to seize goods and vehicles from the property.
The cash guy.
We'll take that.
Cash guy ain't going anywhere. Go on, Vic, let's go wake somebody up.
Light. Kitchen lights on. Hey, someone's coming now.
Have they seen you, Vic?
Oh, I saw her. She closed the door.
Still there?
Can't see. They've closed the door now. You see, they've walked back in.
There's someone at home, but no one is answering the door. Then Mr. Westbrook's daughter opens a window upstairs.
Hi, my name is Mr. Victor. I'm a High Court enforcement agent. And I'm after Mr. Justin Westbrook. Well, he lives here, though.
Yeah, but he's gone to work.
You need to get him on the phone. We need to speak to him urgently.
While Mr. Westbrook's daughter tries to track her father down, Vic calls the office to run a check on the family car in the driveway.
Hi, John, you all right? Good. Can you do an HPI for me?
If it's free of finance, the agents can take it away if Mr. Westbrook can't or won't pay.
I hope. That's interesting.
While the agents wait for news about the car, a handwritten note appears through the door.
This is Justin's number, ring this. Right, okay. Been sent a love letter, but on the opposite side of the letterbox.
Stuart calls Mr. Westbrook's number.
Hello?
Hello, is that Mr. Westbrook?
It is, yes, speaking.
Mr. Westbrook, good morning. My name's Justin McCracken. I'm the High Court enforcement agent. We're here to collect a total amount of £4,341.39, sir. Obviously, as you're aware, if it's not paid, we are here to take control of goods.
I'm in Telford at the minute in traffic and I can't get any access to any money at the minute. What I'm trying to say is I haven't got that money in my bank at the moment.
Right.
Well, I'll ring you back as soon as I possibly can, because obviously I'll try and sort it out.
No, I understand. I'll speak to you shortly.
Stuart and Vic give Mr. Westbrook some time, see if he can raise the funds.
Hello. Hi, John, you all right?
The agent's office calls back with news about the debtor's car.
Excellent. No longer on finance. Boom.
Boom. That's it.
Cheers, John. Thanks for that.
Get it clamped.
The car is no longer on finance, so Stuart and Vic are able to seize it.
Who wants to see the car being taken away? I don't ever want to be in that situation. I don't think I could bear being in that situation, watching my pride and joy being taken away.
Half an hour later, Mr. Westbrook has still not come up with any offer of payment. But Stuart wants to give him one last chance to settle his debt before taking a prized family asset.
Hello?
Hello, is that Mr. Westbrook?
Where do I actually stand?
What'll happen is, sir, at 9 o'clock, if the payment isn't made, it gets transferred to what they call Stage 3 enforcement, which means the amount goes to £5,171.49. We'll then be contacting recovery for the vehicle to be removed.
But Mr. Westbrook has news for Stuart.
It's not my vehicle, sir, is it? You know what I mean?
Right, whose vehicle is it?
It's my wife's.
At the moment, we've seen no paperwork relating to that vehicle.
How do I prove to you that that vehicle is my wife's?
We'd need a sales invoice, sir.
Bear with me.
Yep, speak to you shortly.
Right.
Stuart needs to get to the bottom of who owns the car. Inside the house, Mr. Westbrook's daughter has the finance company on the line.
Hello, my name's Mr. McCracken. I'm a High Court enforcement agent.
The finance company confirmed that the car is now free of finance, but the loan was in Mrs. Westbrook's name. Meanwhile, Vic gets a call from the office.
Hi, John. Mr. Oh, brilliant. Oh, brilliant. Thank you very much, John. Cheers, bye. Hey, Stuart. The finance company has confirmed the vehicle was in the name of Mr. Justin Westbrook.
Mr. Really? Because I've just spoken to a woman on the phone there. And I went, right, okay, so whose name was it? And it's in the Mrs.
Must put in both their names, possibly.
But yeah, it's in joint names. That's what it is, it's in joint names.
It seems that the car belonged to both Mr. and Mrs. Westbrook. But as his name appears on both the finance documents and the writ, the agents have the right to seize it.
I mean, you can pay today, but in 20 minutes the car's going.
It's been over an hour since Stuart first spoke with Mr. Westbrook, and the debtor hasn't shown any signs of payment. The agents have no option but to arrange for the car to be removed.
How are you?
Good. How organised the removal of this vehicle?
Make the call, Jane. Make the call.
But as they wait for the recovery team, a white van arrives. It's Mr. Westbrook.
What's going on here? This is our man, isn't it? Yeah. As we've been waiting, we've seen a white van pull up. Two guys have been in it. He's been dropped off, what we believe is a defendant. And then he's done what we call in the trade a Spider-Man attempt, which was climbing up on the wall there and then climbing around the back of his garage.
But Mr. Westbrook is still making no attempt to settle his debt.
If you want to try and hide from the matter, it's only going to make situations worse. I don't know why people do it. If you just speak to us and work with us, we will work together to get this resolved. Aha! What's up? Let's have it.
10 minutes later, the removal team arrive to take away Mr. Westbrook's vehicle.
If you don't want to pay your bills and you want to hide, then do that. We don't want to be taking vehicles. We would rather get a payment, but we've got an asset there that will cover the balance, so if you don't want to pay it, then we'll be removing it.
It's got to get paid one way or the other, unfortunately. Did we get a copy of that?
Next time, Brian and Dell deal with a hostile debtor.
Why have you got a sword behind the door, Mark? It's a bit naughty, that.
Paul and Steve meet a tenant who won't budge.
I'll probably back you for breaking rules, but don't shove me again, please. You keep budging, I don't like it.
And face a heartbreaking eviction.
I think you're not human. They don't care if you are on the street with the kids or not.
What happens when you get into debt?
I'll do what I want. I will punch you clean through that window.
And you can't
You think you can tear my family apart?
or won't pay it back.
I can't pay it. I can't pay it.
We meet the High Court enforcement agents who are pushed to their limits,
Get back up! Get out of here! So somebody's gonna get hurt.
dealing with desperate debtors
I haven't been sleeping or anything.
in dramatic situations.
Get out of here!
Please open the door.
We meet the people who are losing their homes
I know this is your job, but look at me.
and their possessions.
That's fine, because I just list everything and we'll take it.
Because whatever happens, if you can't pay...
We're going to take it today.
No, you can't.
They'll take it away. Around 2/3 of all new companies fail within the first 5 years, with restaurants and bars having a significantly higher failure rate than other businesses. In 2015, 50% more restaurants closed down than at the height of the recession in 2010. It's 7:30 p.m. and High Court enforcement agents Delroy Anglin and his son Dale are working late. They're in Hutton, Essex, to collect nearly £3,000 owed by the owner of an Indian takeaway to a supplier.
Okay, Dale?
Right, we've got a Blue Arrow Essex Limited, trading as Bengal Spice. We're coming here for the amount currently standing at £2,919.05.
Okay.
The debt started as a county court judgment, but the claimant escalated the case to the High Court to speed up the process.
So if they're a meat supplier or whatever, innit?
Yeah. Why wouldn't you pay your meat supplier?
Blue Arrow Essex Limited owns the Bengal Spice takeaway. If its director, Mr. Asif Ryan, can't or won't pay today, Del and Dale have the right to seize goods from the premises to offset the debt.
Hey, mate, you right? My name's Dale Anglin, I'm a High Court enforcement agent. Boys, I have a High Court writ against Blue Arrow Essex Limited.
Blue Arrow Essex Limited.
Yeah.
This is Best Fit.
It's what, sorry?
This is the Best Fit.
Best Fit?
Yeah.
How long have you been here?
Nearly 6 months.
6 months.
Probably more than that, you know.
Obviously, if you're a new company, it's no biggie. I just need to see your lease and business rates.
Okay. I don't know at the moment.
You got no paperwork?
I don't know, but...
Who's the boss, you?
No.
Do you want to call the boss?
It's not here.
Yeah, I know, that's can you call him?
As the man denies the takeaway is owned by Blue Arrow Essex Limited, the agents need proof the business is now under new management. While another man comes out of the kitchen, Dale starts looking through the firm's bills and paperwork.
Blue Arrow Essex Limited, VAT bill. Well, these are all from December, and they reckon they've been here 6 months.
It's nonsense, isn't it?
What else is in there?
Pardon?
What else we got there? Yes. The bank statements for Blue Arrow.
All the bills and documents are addressed to Blue Arrow Essex Limited, the company named on the writ. There's no sign of Best Fit. Dell does a quick check on company's house.
You're showing us still trading here anyway as Blue Arrow Essex.
That's this month's bank statement.
That's it's sending us to here constantly.
So why are you opening their bank statements?
To the...
I'll tell you what we'll do, right? We're here to collect a sum of money which needs to be paid. Until such time as you can prove differently, we suspect that you are Blue Arrow Essex Limited, and we need you to pay £2,919.05.
Are you coming wrong place or something?
No. Oh, you'd like that, wouldn't you?
Huh?
The agents are suspicious that the staff aren't telling them the truth. They need to see some official paperwork to confirm that a new company, Best Fit Essex Limited, now owns the business.
You say you've been here 6 months, so you should be registered for business rates, and you should have a lease.
The business rate, we don't pay the business rate.
Who pays it then? Show me the paperwork. Where's the lease then? Show me that.
This is not here, but...
I want to see a bill from the council regarding your business rates.
This is not a blue arrow. We don't know about the blue arrow.
Show me some documentation. When dealing with a debtor that has a few companies, a lot of the time they do that to avoid having to pay the debt from a previous limited company that they have. They need to show me that that debt does not belong to that company.
Despite the men's protests, Dale and Dell haven't seen any proof that the new company, Best Fit Essex Limited, is now running the takeaway.
Right, can we get one of the bosses on the phone?
I can't get it.
Huh? You can't get it?
You need to make a phone call now. Why can't you phone the owners?
Why can't you phone one of the bosses?
He's not here.
You guys don't want to call the boss, so what it means now...
This-
Listen to me,
okay.
hear me. I've listened to you. I've asked you many times
No,
to
no,
call
no,
the boss.
I
Whoa,
say-
whoa.
no, no.
You're not the boss, so I don't know why you're talking.
Yeah, but he's
you know what?
don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. Okay?
Well, we won't talk to you. That's fine.
As the takeaway staff won't call their boss and can't prove the business isn't Blue Arrow Essex Limited, the company named on the writ, Dell and Dale have the right to seize goods to offset the debt.
What you need to do, you need to turn off all the gas. We're closing everything. We're going to take it today.
No, you can't.
Yeah, we can.
No, you can't.
Why are you talking to me?
No.
I don't know why you're talking to me. You said don't talk to you.
No, don't push me.
Excuse, I'm not pushing you.
No, don't. You push me.
I'm not pushing you.
No, I'm staying over there, but you push me here.
I never
Why?
pushed you there. You walked to here. You walked to here.
No, otherwise I'm gonna call police.
Call them.
Because
Call them.
yeah, of course I'm gonna call police.
Then call them. It's fine.
What started as a simple debt recovery has turned into a volatile situation.
No, you push me from over
With
there.
tempers right, ever get the £3,000 they came for.
Okay, don't talk to me, okay?
Okay, fantastic. Are you calling the police?
High Court enforcement agents Dell and Dale Anglin were in Essex to recover almost £3,000 from an Indian takeaway.
We're looking for Blue Arrow Essex Limited.
This is the Best Fit.
The takeaway staff claimed that the writ had nothing to do with them.
You come in wrong places.
They claimed the business was under new management and refused to call their boss.
You need to make a phone call now. Why can't you phone the owners?
Don't talk to me.
But when the agents threatened to seize the kitchen equipment,
What you need to do, you need to turn off all the gas. We're closing everything. We're going to take it today, yeah?
tempers reached boiling
I'm gonna
point.
call police.
Call them.
Now Dale and Dell must try and get this case resolved.
Where's the lease then? Show me that.
This is not here.
But the takeaway staff are still not cooperating.
Am I looking at?
Yeah, where are you looking at? Like this?
Why am I looking at you?
Yeah, you look at me. I don't know why. Where are you looking
I
at?
looked in the kitchen.
Huh?
I looked. I looked into the kitchen.
No.
If you're listen,
What's your problem? I don't know.
if you're going to
Where are
stand
you
at the
looking
glass, listen. If you're going to
No,
if you're
don't
going to
look at me
stand at the
like this.
glass,
Don't look at
I
me
thought you
like
didn't
this.
want me to talk to you.
Don't look at me like this, okay?
With such a strong reaction to the agent's presence, Dell and Dale are suspicious that the men are not just employees.
I want to speak to someone who can prove what's going on here. Why can't I make a phone call? You got phones there?
Phone call to who?
To whoever runs this business. In most cases, when I'm dealing with a debtor that's making excuses that the debtor's away and wherever he may be, but he's not at that company, I form that opinion very quickly that I'm probably speaking with the debtor. Particularly if he knows a lot about the business and what's going on, and he knows a little bit too much than what a normal employee would know.
Dell wants to find out who the men really are. He spots a set of car keys.
I'm holding the keys
Why are you holding me?
because I wish to hold the keys until we establish what's going on here. So this is your car.
Yeah.
Where's it registered then?
My home address,
Which is where?
London E2.
Dell hopes that establishing the ownership of the car might reveal the man is in fact the director of the company named on the writ, Asif Ryan.
Where did you say you live?
Pardon? I live in London E2.
Same as Mr. A. Ryan, yeah? As if Ryan, what's your name?
My name,
Yeah, your name.
my name is Ali. Ali.
You sure?
Yeah.
You got any ID on you? Do you have ID on you?
And I haven't.
No, you haven't? That's convenient. Because 0RF is where Mr. Asif Ryan lives. And he's the director of the company we're here to find. And you weren't sure of your name for about a good 10 seconds there.
I don't know nothing. This company is already...
It's your old company, yeah?
No, this is the company.
Oh, it is, isn't it? We can see. You're the director of the other company, aren't you? Of the company. You are, tell the truth.
I'm not the owner, man. I'm not the owner.
Then why is your name shown as the director of the company that we're
What do
looking
you mean
for?
my name is...
Your name's on there.
No.
The man maintains his name is Ali and not the debtor, Asif Ryan. So Dale turns detective. He goes out to check the man's car and finds the insurance documents.
Lovely.
Mr. Ali has followed Dale outside.
What's your name?
Ali.
Ali. It's your car, though. And your insurance, yeah?
Sorry?
So it's not your insurance. It's the one that says Asif Ryan. No? You're not Asif Ryan then? You are Asif Ryan.
Yeah, so what?
So now we can talk, yeah? Let's go talk then.
Finally, his deceit is exposed. The man is the debtor, after all.
This is Asif Ryan. His insurance policy from his car. So Asif, £2,919 and 5p. Can you pay that? Asif.
I don't know anything.
Asif,
the company is closed down.
Asif, it's not.
It's not closed
it's not
down.
closed down. It's still active.
It's still
Asif.
active.
Asif.
It is shown
Asif.
as active on Company's House.
But Asif still claims that the shop belongs to a new company, Best Fit.
The company is new company.
Okay, so the new company bought all this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, can I see the receipt and the transaction?
Bill of sale. Show me the bill of sale.
That's new people. New
So you don't have it.
What do you mean?
You don't have a bill of, you don't have a receipt for the new people.
But I don't have any money. Company owes the money.
Listen.
I don't owe the money personally.
But then Dale spots a document addressed to the owner of Best Fit Essex Limited, the new company Asif claims now runs the takeaway. He rings the contact number for the owner named on the document, Mr. Farid Ahmed.
Hello? That's you, yeah? Please.
The call is answered by the other member of staff in the kitchen.
So you're Mr. Ahmed who runs Best Fit Essex Limited, yeah?
Okay.
You're Mr. Ahmed, yeah?
What?
You're Mr. Ahmed, yeah?
Yeah, he was.
You're the contact for this?
Yes,
Please.
he just phoned your
I
number.
just rang you.
No.
I just rang you.
He just phoned you the number.
Hold your phone out.
He just phoned you, innit?
That's your phone number on there.
No, listen. Listen to me.
You know what?
No idea.
I like the way you roll,
No,
yeah?
no idea, bro.
No idea, yeah. I like the way you roll.
I think once we've exhausted all of a defendant's lies and we've totally blown it wide open, I think we get into a new point where they realise that we're not here playing games with them, and we're good at what we do.
No paperwork to show that Asif has officially transferred his business to his co-worker, Farid. Dale gives him one last chance to pay.
Can you make this payment, Asif? £2,919 and 5p. Right, no worries. Asif, we're going to now remove goods to cover the bill.
With Asif's refusal to pay, the agents now have the right to seize the takeaway's assets to cover the debt. But there's a problem. It's now 9:30 p.m.
We want to do a removal of all the gas fittings. Are we going to get anybody this time of night? Okay, mate, thanks.
It's too late to send a vehicle to collect the kitchen equipment, so the agents decide to throw Asif a lifeline.
Come here. We're going to give you till 12 o'clock tomorrow. We'll give you till midday to pay $2,919.
No. 12 o'clock.
Yeah, 12 o'clock.
Give me at least 5 o'clock.
Not 5 o'clock. I'll give you till 2 o'clock.
Okay, 3 o'clock, yeah?
What's wrong with you?
2:30, find the money, please.
All right.
Okay?
Okay.
The deadline is set. Asif now has 17 hours to pay the £3,000 he owes. But if he doesn't, the agents will be back. The number of people made homeless after falling into arrears with their rent has increased by nearly 60% over the last 5 years. 300,000 landlords expressed worries that their tenants won't be able to keep up with rental payments over the next year. High Court enforcement agents Paul Bowhill and Steve Pinner are in West London to carry out an eviction.
We're going to Shakespeare Road, Acton, London W3.
The tenant, Numa Tall, has lived in the house with her young son for just over a year, but she hasn't paid any rent for 6 months.
Wow, there's £14,000 plus on the writ. So, I think if that was me, I'd be gone by now.
But the agents aren't here to collect the £14,000. Their job is to get Numa out today.
There's somebody running around inside. Good morning. Is Numa at all?
Yes.
Hi there, I'm a High Court enforcement agent. And I have a writ to repossess this property.
Come in.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, it's nice and warm.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Come in.
This is for you.
Yes.
Okay. So what we'll do now is we'll give you an hour to get your personal effects together.
Wow. I wasn't prepared for that.
No. I understand that.
So if I had at least this letter, 2-3 days ago, I could just, because what you're telling me right now is just pack your stuff and go. What you're telling me is just rush. It's just
But this has been going on for months. You haven't paid the rent.
No, but I was waiting for this one, not like that. You see what I mean?
I'm no longer surprised that tenants are shocked by the fact that we're on the doorstep there to evict them because of massive repairs. They just think it's never going to happen. I think it's the old burying the head in a bucket of sand syndrome. They just don't want to know.
Paul wants to find out how Numa found herself in this situation.
Why have you not? What happened?
Do you really want us to
I do.
take that? So basically, I opened my company in 2013.
Yeah.
And when I opened my company, I had people working for me. Everything was going smoothly. And then everything changed after some times. So I couldn't take it again because this house is 2,200 per month.
Okay.
Which is you're paying for somebody's mortgage.
Yeah.
And it's very expensive. And it's me and my son. We don't really need that.
You're obviously a really intelligent girl.
If I was intelligent, I wouldn't be here today with you guys.
I don't know. I think you've done quite
Because-
well. Paid £15,000 worth of rent. I mean, that's quite clever, really. Will your family look after you?
No, I don't want anyone involved with whatever I'm doing right now. This is my fault, my big mistake, and I need to deal with it.
Now, despite the shock of their arrival, Paul and Steve must help Numa understand that she must leave today.
You have to look at it from both sides of the coin, okay? For you, this is not a good day. We are not nice people. The landlord, for them, it is a good day for them. So it's a balance.
I just want them to give me at least a day because all of this is mine. And how can I just do that like that? Oh my God, this is something so new for me, and I know this is your job, and this is, wow, look at me.
When you get a tenant who breaks down in floods of tears, I think it's that point they actually realise that this is it. Doesn't matter what I try and do now. I've now got to admit to myself that I have the problem and I've got to move forward with it. So it's the reality check.
As Numa has a young son, the agents need her to understand what she must do next.
Go to the council, give them that piece of paper, because they won't do anything without that piece of paper. Get yourself sorted, get the little one.
Okay, can you give me at least 2 hours?
No, we can't. We have to be gone from...
No, because I need to...
All you need to do is
I've got my stuff here.
1 or 2 bags of clothes, identification. That's really all you need. And then you can come back and collect everything else later. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
I'm originally from Mali, West Africa. My father was, a very, very big person in my country. He was a diplomat person, and I was the black sheep of my family. And I'm not proud of it because I decided to have a child without marriage. I'm Muslim, by the way. So it's very, very bad.
Despite her distress, Numa has finally started to pack.
Tu prends tes Legos? Tu prends le box de tes Legos? Parce qu'on ne sait pas en fait combien de temps on va pas venir dans la maison. I'm just sorry for my little one. It doesn't deserve to. If I could go back in time, I've done it. Let me take my picture.
It's an hour and a half since the agents arrived. Numa's time in the house is almost up.
5 minutes.
We have to go, I'm afraid.
But the thought of leaving the house is proving too much.
Okay, beautiful house. Now I'm living. Please take care of myself. It was very kind being with you. Now I'm living.
With the locks changed, the eviction is now complete. It will be up to the council to provide Numa and her son with a bed for the night. Paul and Steve have dealt with an emotional eviction. But in Dallin Dale's next case...
He's already taken his call. He's transferred this up since then and asked us to enforce it.
They meet a debtor who won't face up to the truth.
So I'm not prepared to do it. I'm going to watch TV.
We're not going to leave until it's sorted. Nearly a third of all workers in the UK are self-employed. But since the beginning of the financial crisis, their average earnings have dropped, and the self-employed are nearly 40% more in debt than those in full-time employment. High Court enforcement agents Del Anglin and his son Dale are in Surrey, chasing nearly £4,000 owed by a car dealer to a dissatisfied customer.
OK, what have we got, young master?
Mr. James Elgar. He owes the amount of £3,822.31.
The claimant bought a Land Rover from Mr. Elgar, but decided to return it. Wanting his money back, he went to court and won.
I might as well go and see what's what.
Now Mr. Elgar must settle the debt. But if he can't or won't pay today, the agents have the right to remove goods and vehicles to offset the amount he owes.
Morning, how you doing? My name's Dale Anglin, High Court enforcement agent. Looking for a Mr. James Elgar.
Okay.
Is that yourself?
No, it's not.
Ever heard of him?
I have, yeah.
Does he live here?
He does.
Mr. Elgar is renting a room in a friend's house.
Mr. James Elgar.
That's right.
High Court enforcement agent.
Right.
I've got a High Court writ against you. We're here for the sum of £3,822.31.
No, he's having his car back. He's taking his car back. You contact me about that.
He's already taken his call. And he's already got a judgment.
His car?
Yeah.
He's taking his car back.
But that means nothing to me, because I don't know what this is about.
He didn't want it.
Right.
And then basically, he obviously done a technical judgment, and then he said he'd take his car back, which is what he was doing. He contacted me like literally about 3 weeks ago.
Right. He's transferred this up since then and asked us to enforce it.
Mr. Elgar claims that the Land Rover was returned to the claimant after he changed his mind about a refund, and that he owes nothing. But the High Court writ says otherwise.
Sure, he said outside and do this. This is my mate's house, it's not even mine, so...
He said you live here?
Yeah, he just rented a room. Just questioned his room, yeah. But obviously I don't like this at my mate's house. Could you step outside and do it?
Fortunately not. I've got a High Court writ to be here.
What do you want to
Because we're here
do,
today.
mate?
Well, we're here to collect £3,822.31. Otherwise, we're going to seize goods to cover the bill. That's what we're here to.
And what are you going to seize?
Well, we don't know.
Goods in the house.
Well, we haven't looked yet. But
There's nothing here minus an old TV. That's
Well,
it.
we don't know that.
Hopefully we can resolve this in the nicest possible way.
Firstly, are you able to pay this amount?
No, not at all. Give me a couple of hours.
We
Give me a card.
can, we'll have to stay here until you sorted it.
You can't sit in this house while I go and sort something out. You
Yes, we
obviously
can,
give me
sir.
a-
We can.
We can sit here. We're not going to leave until it's sorted.
Mr. Elgar is clearly uncomfortable about the agents being in his friend's house, but the writ instructs Dale and Dale to stay until the case is resolved.
We need to know who owns everything in here.
Otherwise,
Well, he needs to prove that. Do you want to grab him and let him bring receipts for everything?
I think he's gone.
You've got to bring receipts for it.
Yeah, I need to know.
That's ridiculous.
It's the way the law works, unfortunately.
What do I own in this house? What do you want? I own in this house. TV upstairs, an old PlayStation, that's it. Yeah?
Anything that's in your room, I guess.
That's it, nothing here.
Okay, but we need to see receipts for everything else in the house.
You can't, that's
Well, we
outrageous,
can.
guys.
And that's not outrageous. You live here.
With Mr. Elgar saying he can't pay, their next target is his car.
Which car you got?
I'm in the last right there.
That blue one.
Dell immediately sets out to seize Mr. Elgar's car. Its value doesn't come close to clearing the near £4,000 debt. But Dell hopes that the threat of taking it away will prompt payment.
That's fine.
Can we have a chat to see what goes, because this is just serious drama, mate. How is this resolved?
Well, it's easy if you pay it, isn't it, mate?
I'm out of work, I'm signing on.
You're going to have to try and do something. Otherwise, it's going to inconvenience the people here when we start going
Well, I
through
haven't
room
got
by
any,
room.
I'm signing on, I haven't got any money, that's the problem.
It seems that Mr. Elgar is no longer trading cars, but the debt must be settled today, either in cash or goods.
You could just come down there and take my mate's stuff, but it's not even mine. It's not even mine.
Oh, no. We don't know if we're not here to take your mate's stuff. We're here to remove your goods and chattels. Some debtors will have a conflict if they're living somewhere where they're paying rent to their friend, for example. They've got debts, and we're there primarily to remove goods or to collect money. So I'd imagine it's a bit embarrassing for them, for both of them.
While the agents wait for Mr. Elgar to try and raise some funds, they take a look upstairs for any other assets that might belong to him.
A sparse with a small notepad type computer, old Sony telly, and not a lot else.
With no items of value in Mr. Elgar's room, pushing for payment is Dale and Dell's only option.
Any joy?
Couldn't get hold of her, so we've got to go round.
Got to go round to where?
So my mum's, but I'm not going to sit here. I'm not doing that to my mate. Leave me sit here for it.
Why would you be a couple of hours if you're just going to go and ask
Because
for
it's,
something?
you're asking, it's not as simple as that, guys, to run in and run out. So I'm not prepared to do it. I don't watch TV.
It's a stalemate. Dell gives him one last chance to pay off the debt.
Listen, we're here because the High Court sent us. Your argument with the claimant is your argument with the claimant, and you should have dealt with that. Now, we will wait, we'll be patient. We won't remove a thing. We'll wait patiently till you go and do what you need to do and come back.
Right, I'll go around now.
We'll give you a phone number. Have you got a phone?
Yeah.
Mr. Elgar heads off to his mum's to see if she can help.
He's walking with purpose over to the end of the road. I think he's got someone's turned up for him.
But just moments after Mr. Elgar leaves, Dell gets a call from the office with surprising news.
Morning, Dale. Still mate.
Good morning.
Just to let you know, mate, he's contacted the claimant. The claimant's obviously he's referred it back to us. What he does state, though, that the defendant, Mr. Elgar, has got a Nissan Navara for sale on Auto Trader at the minute. It's £2.5 worth.
All right, lovely, cheers.
It seems that Mr. Elgar does have some assets, after all.
He's still got vehicles up for sale on Auto Trader. His phone number on it to be contacted as a seller, so he's still selling cars.
The car up for sale could be seized if he doesn't return with payment. Then Mr. Elgar calls.
Hello.
Hi, it's James.
Hi, James.
Yeah, Mum's not here, so I can't do anything. What can we do then?
Then you need to pay this money.
Right, well, I haven't got it.
Okay, no worries. Then further action will continue at further cost to you, James.
Minutes later, Mr. Elgar calls back.
Hello?
So, mate, can you tell me what's happening now then, please?
We're going to remove assets that we think of that are viable to remove, sir. As you're refusing to pay, aren't you? That's what we're talking about.
No, I'm not refusing to pay.
Right, you need to
How
pay.
about if I get his Land Rover?
You want to do what, sir?
How about if I get his car, which is obviously worth like £3,000?
Well, you said you'd already given him the car back.
Hello?
I thought you gave him the car back already.
No.
That's what you said when I first came in.
No.
Oh.
It seems that Mr. Elgar didn't return the Land Rover to the claimant after all.
Where exactly is the car?
Well, I mean, can that work or not? Or have you got to take my TV in bed?
We'll probably take all of it, to be fair.
I don't know what else you can say. So I've got to work something up with you.
No, you're not, James. I don't believe a word you're saying. You lied to us since we got it. Goodbye.
Dale calls the office to check out the Land Rover's value and that of the other car he has listed for sale.
Right, the Land Rover Discovery can't get a valuation on it. And worst news being the bit of RF, that was a Cat D write-off. So there's no value in that body.
No value. Cheers, John.
Phone him back. Let him know we know about that.
Dale, the High Court Enforcement Agent that's at the house.
Yeah.
I'm just calling you via the Auto Trader app regarding the Nissan Navara you're selling.
That's sold it.
Oh, it's sold, is it? If you've just sold it, you've obviously got the money to contribute towards this bill.
No, I haven't, no.
Oh, you haven't? Oh, no worries. Can you understand the trust issue we're having with you?
Yeah, I can do, mate. You know, I'm happy to try and get some money together, but I can't get all of it together.
Unable to get a value for the Land Rover, and with the Nissan deemed a write-off, neither can be used to offset the near £4,000 debt Mr. Elgar.
Should we take the Astra?
Do you know what I honestly think? I think it's just not worth it.
Negotiating a repayment plan is now the agent's only option.
So I need a suitable offer for you.
Well, what's the suitable offer?
Make an offer and we'll tell you if it's suitable, James.
You need to cover half of this today minimum, James, and then we can move forward.
Right, no, let's do it. It's not possible.
Tell me what you can afford to pay monthly and I can tell you if I can accept it or not.
500?
500 a month?
Yeah.
So I'll call you back shortly. Okay, so we now know what he's going to offer a month. We can either conclude it on that basis and leave.
That's it, innit?
See what the offer and or
wait, what's the alternative?
There isn't.
Dale calls the office to see whether the deal is acceptable to the claimant.
He's offering 500 quid a month and we got no other choice because there's nothing to take.
Well, go with what you can do.
Yeah. Cheers, John.
Dell calls Mr. Elgar.
They've accepted your monthly arrangement. When will you make the first payment? Can you pay it tomorrow?
That's the 26th, yeah.
Okay.
With a payment plan agreed, the case is concluded for now. But if Mr. Elgar defaults, the agents will be back.
Nobody wins on this situation for me, unless he does stick to his arrangement. He hasn't been truthful in anything so far since we've been here, so the likelihood of that is slim.
Last year, 40,000 households were evicted from rented accommodation. 1 in 4 private renters have been forced to move by a landlord who wanted to increase the rent or to sell up. High Court Enforcement agents Paul Bohill and Steve Pinner are in Acton, West London, to carry out an eviction.
We go right at the lights.
Down the A40?
Up the A40. No, down the A40, you're right.
The tenants, Lorraine Jones and her partner, Nick, have lived in the flat for almost a year. Their tenancy hasn't been renewed because the landlord has sold the flat.
Mind the old fella on the wheels.
Notice of eviction was sent by the county court, but the landlord escalated the case to the High Court to get the tenants out quickly.
Thank you.
It's always upstairs, isn't it?
Yeah. There you are, sir. It's all yours.
Today, the agents are here without warning.
If you are in there, we're High Court enforcement agents.
That sounds vicious.
No one appears to be in.
Door knocker. Wooden door knocker.
If you don't open the door, we will have to force entry.
But then one of the tenants, Nick, arrives.
You all right, mate?
Are you from number 58?
Yeah.
You don't look like Lorraine.
Yeah, my partner's on her way back.
We're High Court enforcement agents. We have
Yeah.
You were expecting us, were you?
Well, we weren't we ain't got no letter saying that you're coming today.
No, there is no letter.
All right.
We're from the High Court. If I can explain the procedure to
Yeah.
you. We give you an hour to get personal belongings together.
Yeah, I was down to see my mental health GP to get a note from them to take to the council. I've got ADHD.
Have you really?
Yeah.
Oh.
But my tablets seem to calm me down.
So you're okay as long as you keep taking the tablet?
Nick's circumstances mean that Paul and Steve must handle the situation with care.
You open the door, yeah?
Yeah,
Of course it is, yeah.
Of course. Keep them ferocious dogs away.
She's locked in the front room. She's only a little Westie. She done that. See, baby.
Sit.
It's absolutely devastating to have the home and the circumstances that you have known near and dear to be suddenly taken away from you in short order, which of course is what happens when we turn up.
Hello, Mum. I'm with the bailiff now. Do you want to speak to him?
As Nick calls his mum for help, Lorraine arrives.
You all right?
Not really,
Well, no.
We was told on Monday we would get at least 2 or 3 days' notice before you lot showed up.
Who told you that?
My letting agent.
But can I ask the question? Are you okay now? You're all right?
Not really, no.
No? All right then. Well, you
I've been like, sorry, I suffer with anxiety and I
Is there
haven't
any-
been sleeping or anything.
No? Okay. If you go in there, then make yourself a cup of tea and do whatever, and we'll catch up in a few minutes.
All right.
Don't upset yourself.
Faced with a sensitive situation, Paul and Steve will have to draw on all their professional experience to keep this eviction on track.
I don't eat or anything. It's making me really ill.
High Court enforcement agents Steve Pinner and Paul Bowhill were in West London to evict a couple from a flat in Acton that had been sold.
If you are in there, we're High Court enforcement agents.
But it soon became clear the eviction would have to be handled with care.
I was down to see my mental health GP. I've got ADHD.
Nick and his partner, Lorraine, had not been expecting the eviction today.
Like, sorry, I suffer with anxiety and I
Is there
haven't
any-
been sleeping or anything.
Now Lorraine must contact the council to arrange emergency accommodation for the night.
Hiya, I've got an appointment for tomorrow. We've actually got the bailiffs here at the moment. They've just shown up. Like, my letting agent hasn't given us any warning that they're coming today. I'm just waiting for my partner's mum because she's coming down to help us because of where he's got mental health issues. But I always want, like, because we can't be put in a bed and breakfast, that's the only thing, because of where he's got... Yeah. Okay. They've just turned around and said to me, well, if you're homeless today, you've just got to come into the council by and put the phone down.
You couldn't make it up, could you?
That's
You couldn't make it up.
Exactly. She went, well, you've got to come in and we'll have to assess your situation. That's all she's just said to me.
And put the phone down.
And literally just put the phone down.
God.
Concerned for Lorraine and Nick's welfare, Paul wants to make sure she understands what she needs to do next.
It's a bit worrying that you seem to have fallen through the system. What I would like to see is that you get what you need now,
Yeah.
get you down the council office so that you can get the ball rolling. Because we can't stay here,
Yeah, I know. It's just the
sadly,
fact that...
all day. The tenant's vulnerability, or mental health issues in particular, should, in my view, be reflected in the way that the councils deal with their situation. So in other words, if someone is clearly in need of help, the council should appoint a social worker who may be specialised in that field.
I haven't slept in like 3 days. I haven't slept since Monday night because I've been, or eaten, because I've been worried about all of this.
You're all right.
I'm gonna have to.
Sorry, I know you're not all right.
Yeah.
You're completely shot to pieces. I understand that bit.
Because I'm his carer as well, so.
All right.
it's not
Do you
just-
get paid for doing that?
Yeah, I get weekly money on a Monday, but I get income support, but that's tomorrow, so that's why we've got nothing till tomorrow.
Lorraine and Nick start to pack, but they have another problem. They claim their letting agency has told them they must remove all their possessions on the day of the eviction.
We need to sort all that stuff out in the washing basket as well.
Yeah, I've emptied the machine.
Right.
That's that stuff there. That black bag there in the kitchen.
Right, that's going to smell. We need to take that with us.
Yeah.
It's got paperwork everywhere. I am stressed, but I'm just trying to hold it in because usually I end up throwing stuff and screaming and shouting, but that doesn't help me. That just gets me even more worked up. So if you've got to be out, you've got to be out. There's nothing you can do.
Steve calls the agency to see if Nick and Lorraine can have more time to remove their possessions from the flat.
There is no way that they're going to get this property empty today. They're under the impression they've got to be out lock, stock and barrel today. You know they've got mental disability between them. Yeah. Okay, all right, I'll pass that over. They're saying that they can put all their stuff they want into one room.
Yeah. It just takes the pressure off slightly.
Yeah.
If they're happy to do this, you say, well, we want that in that room, whatever. And then you can come back, they can go around and tidy the rest of the house.
Leaving the couple to pack, Paul and Steve decide to wait in the van until Nick's mum arrives.
If ever people need a little bit of care and compassion, it's these kids here. Theoretically, they should escape into council property.
2.5 hours after the agents repossessed the property, Nick's mum, Kelly, arrives.
What are you doing?
Trying to get everything piled into one corner.
Yeah, but you need to get the stuff you need at the moment.
Yeah,
They ain't going to wait forever. Where's his medication?
He's packed that in the bag in there.
Like, he needs a coat and everything. You need a coat.
I think it's fair that we waited till the mother came over because she's now taken charge of them, hasn't she?
Yeah.
The eviction is complete. Lorraine and Nick are now homeless and face an uncertain future. They must hope that the council will find them some emergency accommodation for the night. Next time, Stuart and Vic face a furious debtor
Move back! Move back! Move back, I'm telling you!
and find themselves threatened by an angry crowd.
You'll have to walk round me, because you can't invade my space.
Need immediate police assistance, please.
And Del and Dale meet a couple in crisis.
Honey, can you fucking tell them to stop?
From a previous relationship, so it's even harder on her.
Next on Channel 5, Paul Connolly is catching some dodgy landlords red-handed. He's undercover nailing the fraudsters as the new series continues.
What happens when you get into debt
I'll do what I want. I will punch you clean through that window.
and you can't
You think you can tear my family apart?
or won't pay it back?
I can't pay you. I can't pay you.
We meet the High Court enforcement agents who are pushed to their limits,
Get out of here, or somebody's gonna get hurt.
dealing with desperate debtors
Why the
in dramatic situations.
Please open the door.
We meet the people who are losing their homes.
I've got kids. This is really ridiculous.
Okay, calm down.
And their possessions.
That's fine, because I just list everything and we'll take it.
Because whatever happens, if you can't pay...
Get your hands off of me.
They'll take it away. Over the last 6 years, there's been a huge increase in cash flow difficulties faced by UK businesses. 100,000 county court judgments were issued against businesses in England and Wales last year. Delroy Anglin and his son Dale are High Court enforcement agents.
This will actually take possession then?
Yeah.
What do I know?
Don't know. What do you know?
They travel hundreds of miles each week, collecting debts and seizing goods.
Okay, Dale, what have we got?
We've got a company called Creative Printer. Couldn't find anything online about them. Found a website, but we can't find anything to confirm an address.
Today, they're on their way to a printing company in East London to collect a debt of nearly £2,000 owed to a dissatisfied customer.
Yeah, look, Creative Printer
house.
If the owner of the company, Mohammed Rahman, can't or won't pay today, the agents have the right to seize company assets to offset the debt.
Hello, looking for a Creative Printer? Hello, buddy. High Court enforcement agent. Just need to speak to the boss. Is he here? Cheers, mate. Yeah, it's fine. See you, mate. See you. Hello, you the boss?
Yeah.
How you doing? My name's Dale Anglin. I'm a High Court enforcement agent.
Okay.
I've got a High Court writ against Creative Printer. I'm here for the sum of £1,971 and 7 pence.
Okay.
Are you able to make that payment, sir?
We are talking about this one with the court.
What, are you disputing it?
Yeah.
Even though Mr. Rahman is disputing the case, the agents are duty-bound to enforce the writ here today.
What's the dispute about then?
She printed a business card.
Yeah.
Yeah, she printed a business card.
Yeah, this is a...
This is what we printed.
Yeah.
As per the color, but she wanted this one, and we said, hang on, if you give us yellow color, you will get yellow color. If you give us like this color, you will get it like this color. You know what I mean? Then she took us to the court.
In spite of his argument with the claimant, Dell needs Mr. Rahman to understand that he must settle his debt today.
What happens is the money, when you pay it to us, stays with us, right? Whilst you do this, and you go to court, and the judge is the referee. If the judge decides that you're in the right, you will get the money back. If the judge decides that she's in the right, you will lose the money.
But Mr. Rahman isn't interested.
A dispute not to pay this.
It's a small amount in relation to what you do, right? The easiest way would be to pay this amount, and you can't or won't.
I can't pay that straightforward because we are in a process with disputing this one.
Dell tries again to get Mr. Rahman to settle the debt.
We don't get involved in disputes. We carry out the court's instructions. If you would rather this disruption, it doesn't make sense to me, but if you don't want to pay it, we have to remove goods.
Nothing is Creative Printers.
You'd have to prove that to me.
What do you want me to prove?
I'd have to see the proof for everything, who owns everything in here.
Yeah, it's Creative Distribution UK Limited.
After refusing to pay, Mr. Rahman claims that none of the assets in the factory are owned by Creative Printer, the company named on the writ, but by Creative Distribution Limited. But Dale is suspicious.
What do they do?
Who?
Creative Distribution UK Limited.
Creative Distribution is the printing company, and creativeprinter.co.uk is a website who sells stuff.
You advertise your company as Creative Printer. Everywhere outside it says Creative Printer. It's the same thing.
No.
I'm telling you, you can battle it out in court when I remove goods from here. I'm not going to battle it out in court with you.
Nothing is owned by Creative Printer.
The agents need to see hard evidence that Mr. Rahman is telling the truth and that there are two separate companies.
You need to produce every piece of paper, whatever it is you want to do, to go and do.
Carl says server. I will show the server belongs to.
Well,
I'm not going to go through every. What about this one? What about this one? What about this one?
We're just
because
gonna take
I need to see it for everything in here. Whose is the server? Yeah, I need to see it. I need to see the proof.
Show me the receipt.
Yeah, for everything, please.
People often try to put you off the scent when dealing with a business. We have to be dogged. We have to be diligent. We have to sort of dig in there. The change of names, a different company being set up. Part of our job is to investigate and have a look and see if you do have assets.
I'm not going to sit here all day and wait for your receipts. This is one item. How much items do you think we're going to take for this bill? And I'm not going to sit here all day and wait for it.
The agents have now been at the factory for an hour and a half. And so far, Mr. Rahman has only provided one receipt for the assets on site.
Yes.
Computer receipt, I can't show.
You can't show me?
I can get it from the accountant office saying that all this property belongs to you.
I don't want a letter from the accountant. I want a receipt.
Yeah.
No worries, we need to shut these down, guys. We need to start unplugging all the computers. I've been here a long time, and we've got nowhere.
Dale decides to turn up the pressure.
I'm closing them. I'm closing them. We're removing goods from here, so please don't do that. Right.
Saying no.
I'm telling you we're taking stuff.
No.
We are.
No.
We're removing goods from here.
I'm saying you cannot take it.
I'm telling you we are taking it.
Mr. Rahman decides to take action.
You are playing with me.
No,
you
we
are
taking
you
it.
are,
No,
you're asking me to.
you're playing. You're
You're asking
You've not
me to
supplied
show,
anything.
and now you are just taking it. That's not
Because
fine.
you haven't supplied anything.
Get your hands off me.
This premises belongs
Get your
to.
hands off me.
No,
Get
you
your
hold.
hands off of me.
You hold me.
No, I ain't listening. I've had enough of
We've been here for hours listening.
If you are breaking it, it's going to be trouble.
I've asked you to move, right? Yeah, get it on video camera. Move.
Resisting the agents carrying out their duties is a criminal offence.
Why are you stopping us?
You are not giving me a chance to take.
We've given you a chance. We've been here for hours. You're not listening.
No.
Let the police come on, we just empty it. I've had enough of all this. All you've done is what is called botheration and problems.
Please.
With tempers rising, Dale calls for police backup.
As a High Court enforcement agent, I'm carrying out a High Court writ at premises. We've started removing goods, but they're obviously obstructing us and trying to grab us to stop us taking anything.
I've seized it,
Yeah, you
right?
cannot seize it.
I can.
Company.
I am taking it.
You cannot seize any other company.
I can. You are resisting us,
Yeah.
right?
You are holding my stuff.
It's not your stuff. We are taking it.
No, you cannot take it.
Move from there.
No.
With Mr. Rahman refusing to back down, Dale and Dell are in a potentially threatening situation. Will they be able to keep things under control until the police arrive? High Court enforcement agents Dell and Dale Anglin were in Canning Town, East London, to collect a debt of nearly £2,000 owed by a printing company to a dissatisfied customer.
I can't pay that.
You can't or won't.
Company director, Mr. Rahman, claimed all the assets were owned by another business, Creative Distribution.
Nothing is owned by Creative Printer.
He refused to pay and tried to stop the agents when they tried to seize goods.
Why are you stopping us?
You are not giving me a chance to take.
We've given you a chance. We've been here for hours. You're not listening.
No.
So they called for police backup.
Please.
Now the agents must try and calm the situation down and continue to seize goods to offset the £2,000 debt. But Mr. Rahman is still obstructing the agents.
Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that?
What are you doing?
Why are you doing that?
If you're doing like
Why are
this-
you doing that? I was standing there. He pushed me.
What are you
Yeah?
doing?
No.
Gonna jump in, are you?
Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? I'm getting you off me. Let go of me. Let go of me. Please. Thank you. Please stop grabbing me.
Look, behave.
Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that?
What are you doing?
He doesn't want you to take the computer.
Well, we have to take it
Why are
because
you
he doesn't
doing
want to pay it, does he?
Why are you doing
so
that?
it's not our problem.
Mr. Rahman is still claiming the assets on site belong to a different company, Creative Distribution, and not Creative Printer, named on the writ.
Why are you grabbing
It
me?
says Creative Distribution.
Grab
Okay,
me.
look at that. It says
Please.
Creative Distribution.
Okay, it's a nice sticker.
Thank you
Have you
very
got the
much.
receipts
Thank
for
you
the
very
stuff in here? Please.
Why can't he behave?
No, you didn't behave.
Manhandling who? For what reason? Why would you
It's
manhandle
my
me?
premises. I can stand here.
Stand there. Stand there.
Stand there then.
Okay.
You're welcome to stand there.
Okay. It's my premises.
Don't be pushing on us. Stand if you're going to stand there, stand there.
Please. Doesn't make any sense what you're doing. Doesn't make any sense.
It's a stalemate. But then the police arrive.
It's to do with a breach of peace upstairs. When we started seizing items to remove, obviously, there was a big obstruction. There's obviously grabbing us and trying to drag us away from the computers and stuff.
It is a problem with another company, nothing to do with this company. The company they came in for, that's just a website.
From the minute I got here, I said to you, I need the receipts. That's what I've said to you from the minute I've got here. And you've shown me one.
They cannot take someone else's stuff.
No, but you have to prove to me whose stuff it is.
They have a legal right to obtain properties from here, whether you agree with it or not. And they need to do their job, don't they? Any disputes that you have needs to go to court, Mr. Rahman.
Mr. Rahman is still adamant he won't pay. He now decides to film the police with his mobile phone.
And you guys are not doing anything, even though we call you, it's a trespass, as well as they're taking wrong company's stuff.
Mr. Rahman, you're not listening, are you?
Dell's patience is being stretched to the limit.
He's threatened a breach of the peace. We are going to remove, and if he obstructs me again, you'll have to arrest him. That's all he's been doing all day.
So you're going to remove another company's property?
I'm going to remove that. You haven't satisfied me as to who owns that. So I will. Don't start again. Don't
Look at
start
that.
again.
Look, Mr. Officer. Look at that. Mr. Stamp. Look at that.
They're going to take you. They're going to take you away, mate.
So they are taking another company. Even look.
Mr. Rahman, come here, please.
Let's just give you a friendly word of warning.
If your behaviour continues, persist to prevent them from doing their job, we're going to be forced to have no choice but to arrest you for breach of the peace. And believe me, we don't want to do that.
I will not pay a single penny, which is unfair.
Okay, well, that's your choice.
We've gone through this with him. It's not unfair because he has the option to get the money back. Pay it, right? And we leave, and you go to the judge with your argument, and you have your argument. No, you've said too much. Are you going to pay it or not?
Come and talk then. Let me talk to you.
Suddenly, Mr. Rahman wants to talk to Dale in private.
I can't do anything until this is paid. A debit card. Try. I don't know if you want to make some calls, see if anyone can help you pay this amount. But I don't, like I said.
I did not even pay anyone's wages.
The truth about Mr. Rahman's situation finally emerges.
We've been struggling last few months, and there is no money. I can show you the bank account if you don't trust.
The agents have been at the factory for 4.5 hours.
There's some solution.
There's nothing, we have to remove you. We have to. There's no money, so we have to. There's nothing we can do.
Yeah, just wait another few moments. I just made a couple of calls.
Yeah, cool.
Finally, Mr. Rahman is starting to raise some money.
You've got what, sir?
Another 300.
So you're at how much? 800 now?
He offers the agents £885, nearly half of the money owed.
How are you paying the 885? Card? How much on this one?
385.
7.
But it's not him, it's his employees who are having to stump up the cash.
And the other one, 500 and the other one.
All of this is unnecessary and could have been avoided. But in my experience, the lesser amounts that we have to collect cause the most aggravation. They would lose more money by not working a day, the company that is, than if you paid this, go to court and put your case in front of the judge.
The agents decide to give Mr. Rahman 48 hours to raise the rest of the money he owes.
So you need to call. That's what needs to be paid. 2 days. Mohammed, I'm going. See you later.
5 hours after they first arrived, the case is resolved for now. But if Mr. Rahman doesn't pay the £1,100 still owed within 2 days, the agents will be back. There are nearly 5 million self-employed people in the UK. However, they earn on average 40% less than company employees. Research has shown that the self-employed had an average debt of nearly 20 times their income. Enforcement agents Stuart McCracken and Elmore Victor are in Freckleton, North Lancashire, to collect a debt of just over £785 owed by a barber's shop in unpaid rent.
I think it's going to be a dead giveaway when we walk in that we don't need a haircut today.
If the owner, Lindsay DeSanti, can't or won't pay, the agents can seize goods to cover the debt today.
You think it's the one called the Village Barbers?
It is indeed.
Oh, someone's in, having a cut. They're going to get...
interrupted.
It's a nice little village, though. Hello there, you okay? We've been sent in by the landlords.
By the landlord?
Yeah, with regards to outstanding rent.
Oh, no. I'm this.
Well, it is what it is, I'm afraid.
Where from? Show me the proof of outstanding rent.
Well, the landlord's instructed us to collect that amount.
Well, you get him, get that knobhead on the phone.
Okay, so what we'll do is we'll take
I want
control
the
of goods.
proof of this outstanding rent then.
Well, have you paid it?
What, my rent? Yes, it's
Yeah.
paid every single week.
Lindsay insists she's fully up to date with her rent payments, but the documents say otherwise.
So we're here now to collect a balance.
Well, you've not given me any notice. For what? You've not given me any notice
Oh,
that
after
you're
I've been
coming
sent
here.
here.
No, it hasn't. No, it
It has
hasn't.
done, or else we wouldn't be here. I can understand it's a little bit stressful, okay? I completely understand. I do. But you can see it from our point of view. We've been instructed by the landlord to collect an outstanding balance.
Are you going to make payment? We'll be on our way, you see.
I'm not dealing with you, right? I want to know where the proof is that I've not paid that.
Lindsay calls her dad for help.
Dad, I need you at my shop ASAP. I've got bailiffs here saying I've not paid my rent. I need you here ASAP. I've got customers in. Yeah, switch me out. I need the proof. We need the proof, Dad.
Lindsay's dad. Now, what's the problem?
We've been sent in by the landlord with regards to outstanding
He's
rent.
not the landlord. He's not the landlord.
Right, well, who is he then?
She does pay rent by the
There you go then,
direct
yeah, so he's been sent in by herself. So for some reason the rent hasn't been paid or there's been a miscommunication somewhere. We're here to collect an
Can you just... I'll be there in about 10 minutes, quarter of an hour. Can you hang on for me?
Yeah, okay, no problem at all, sir. We'll see you shortly.
Get him out of the shop.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. You might want to charge your phone, it's on 1%.
The thing with smaller communities is it's the embarrassment factor. When you walk into a little business and you've got 2 High Court enforcement agents there, you know within 5 minutes the whole village is going to know about it. So have you got proof that you paid for the last 3 months?
No,
If you pay weekly.
Yes, they read it every week.
What's your rent a week?
100.
100 a week?
Yeah.
Lindsay still insists that she is up to date with her rent. Stuart needs to get to the heart of the matter.
Hi Andy, it's Stu, mate. You all right? Yeah, you know what I mean? It's just like, she said, look, I'm paying it every week.
You've not got any proof to say that I haven't paid it.
And how long have you been here then?
How long have I been here?
Yeah, in the shop.
5 years.
Okay.
So you're saying I've missed 11 weeks?
6. £600 plus fees.
Fees?
Yeah, to collect this money. You cut hair for free.
Stuart comes back with news from the office.
Right, we've had a statement sent through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 6 weeks that hasn't been paid. That's why it's 600 quid. But then, obviously, there's costs on top of that, sadly. You must know, if you haven't been paying your rent, that this was going to happen.
I do feel sometimes sorry for defendants, you know, especially if it's their livelihood and their business, and you can see they've been working hard at it. But on the other side of the coin, if you're not paying your rent, you don't leave the landlord stroke claimant any choice in this matter, so we will come knocking on your door.
The agents have been in the shop for a quarter of an hour. So far, Lindsay hasn't made any offer of payment. The agents decide to turn up the pressure.
Everything in the shop belongs to you. Leather couches, everything.
Yeah. Well, you just ran up down the shop taking it, are you?
Well, if I don't get payment,
Is there anything in the back here, Vic?
No, not really.
You're not removing anything.
Well-
I've got all in my arse.
Right.
It's fine. We don't have to remove anything as long as our full balance being paid.
Lindsay's father arrives.
You all right?
Hello there.
Mr. Jackson.
That's me.
Yes.
Right. So, what we're saying...
The 6 weeks of rent hasn't been paid, and the one from last week, which has obviously been up to date now. Okay.
Last week's gone.
Right.
So that's the total amount. So the total amount is
£1,104.
£1,104 in total.
Because of additional fees, the amount of money Lindsay now owes has increased by over £300.
The trouble is, going back a lot of years, there's history between the landlord's agent and Lindsay. He's a vindictive he's a vindictive, well, he is as well, but he's a vindictive gentleman. And he's been looking for something like this to hit Lindsay since they took over. Lindsay used to rent a flat from him. She had 2 little children at the time. The idiots of the village started lighting fires at the bottom of the stairs. So Lindsay moved out. She couldn't get 3 months' notice with people lighting fires at the bottom. He took Lindsay to court and he won.
So it costs us a fortune then?
Yeah. This is an ideal opportunity for him to just put another nail, try and put another nail in her coffin.
Oh, yeah.
Despite the long-running dispute with her landlord's agent, the debt must be settled today, one way or another.
I'm not happy about paying it all.
Just calm down.
I've been paying it all, no.
Just calm down, Lindsay. Now, how do you want me to pay you?
It needs to be the cash or debit card.
I can get to the building society,
Yeah.
but it can take me 3/4 of an hour.
What time is it now?
If you want to make an appointment to come back later, that's fine by me.
We won't be leaving here until the money's collected.
Right, that's fine.
So we can wait until about 10:15.
Right,
That's
I'm
not
on
a
my
problem.
way now.
Yeah, no
Okay,
problem at all.
please wait. Lindsay, we will have a meeting with the owners and we'll sort it
I'm
out.
not going to meet with Simon Rigby, I'm not going to meet with that knob.
Right, okay, look.
You'll sort it out. Yeah, no problem.
Lindsay, just sit down, calm down, leave your clothes sign on for now.
Yeah.
Okay?
Thank you, sir.
See you later.
The agents have given Lindsay's father a 45-minute deadline to get the money. All they can do now is wait.
I suppose people talk and things like that, don't they?
Village life.
Yeah. I live in a village myself and it's can't do anything. Yeah. How's business been going anyway? Has it been all right? No. She obviously is struggling at the moment. It's clear from that, by the way she's acting. If there is bad blood between the lettings agent, don't give them any excuses.
Shortly before the deadline, Lindsay's dad returns.
It is £1,104, sir, and we'll do you a receipt for the cash.
There's 1,000 there.
He pays the debt off in full.
Sorted. Right.
Okay.
Here's your receipt, sir. All right.
Okay.
See you later.
Thank you. No worries, mate.
The agents have got the result they needed. But for Lindsay and her father, the dispute is far from over.
There's 2 sides to every story. Lindsay's at fault by missing a rent payment, but the thing is, why have they not communicated with me? I am joint tenant with Lindsay on this property.
His shop is literally half a mile down the road. In the village, yes.
And the village...
He drives past every day. Surely, if there was a problem...
Call in, don't you?
Not a phone call, nothing at all.
She was obviously very shocked when we first walked in, saying that she always pays, it's always up to date. And then when we showed her the statement, she kind of changed her tune a little bit, so she knew she was pulling the wool over our eyes. Or trying to even, yeah. But at the end of the day, father comes to the rescue.
Stuart and Vic have got a result in a difficult situation. But in Brian and Dell's next case,
Do you appreciate how distressing this is for us?
they meet a debtor whose case must be handled with great care.
Making me ill.
I'm not making
Stress triggers off my illness.
According to a government report, bereaved families in the UK are finding it harder to pay for a funeral for their loved ones. 45% of Britons have made no provision for their funeral after they pass away, with typical costs ranging from £3,000 to £7,000. High Court enforcement agents Brian O'Shaughnessy and Delroy Anglin are in Bedfordshire, chasing a debt of nearly £2,000 owed to a funeral director.
Del, what we got next, matey?
We're going to see Miss Karen Hilborn Game in Milton Keynes. She owes £1,751.53.
The debtor, Karen Hilborn Game, originally owed just over £800 after failing to pay the full cost of her mother's funeral. But legal and High Court fees have now more than doubled that amount. The sensitive nature of the debt means the agents will need to handle this case with care.
Hello. How are you? My name's Brian. I'm from the High Court. I'm looking for Karen Hilborn Game. Please. Is she here? Okay, can I speak to her, please? Hello.
Hi.
How are you? I've got a High Court writ made against you for monies outstanding.
Oh, you mean the for her mother's funeral? Well, we've actually contacted him several times.
Right.
Offered him money.
Okay.
He's refused it every time. I've got an appointment.
Well, you need to deal with this. High Court can't wait for your appointment to deal with it.
I'm quite disabled at the moment.
Okay, what's your
What's
your disability?
I'm going for treatment to help me with my She has fibromyalgia.
So how can we get it resolved?
I've been trying to resolve it because I deal with her finances.
Okay.
She's my wife.
Okay.
I'm her carer. Her mother died after we cared for her.
Sorry to hear that.
Through terminal cancer.
Okay.
We paid all of her funeral up front because
Okay.
she was dying of cancer. We knew that.
Okay.
He then charged us an extra £450 to view her dead body
Right.
in the morgue.
I appreciate the circumstances. Yeah, it's clearly difficult. Yeah, and we understand that. The problem we've got, we have to work upon the High Court writ.
I told him we are more than happy to pay him
Okay.
£20 a month. He didn't want
He
that.
doesn't have to accept that.
No, I know he doesn't, but I can't afford to give him
Okay.
any more.
Well,
I'm
it's
her
not-
carer.
okay.
She's disabled. Unfortunately, can't work.
Okay, I understand she's disabled, all right?
But so why
I understand
are
that.
you here?
Well, it's my job.
Well,
I'm
what
here.
is it you want?
You need
don't
to.
have any-
Well, it needs to be paid.
Well, we don't have any
Okay.
money.
I don't get a lot of High Court writs where the debts are regarding the funeral. It can make your job difficult because that grieving process can go on for some considerable length of time. It's emotionally charged before you get there. You need to deal with the debt. They need to face up to the fact they need to deal with the debt. And that can take some time in getting their head round to it.
Del and Brian now have to work with the couple to get the matter resolved.
Do you appreciate how distressing this is for us?
Look, this situation wasn't incurred by us, okay? Now, at the end of the day, the gentleman who you have your dispute with has a business to run, okay? Right?
Yeah,
So
you
therefore...
Karen, extortionate amounts of money.
So-
I'm going to get this. Should it cost £4 to bury a fucking human being?
All right? Now, he has a business to run, just like anyone else trying to earn a living. Now, I don't know what the dispute is, but I've heard your side. There were two sides to everything.
Karen, I want to get this sorted so you can get your treatment. I'm not going now.
We'll
pay him what we can.
Which is what?
It's already been agreed. £5.
No, it hasn't been agreed, otherwise we wouldn't be here. He hasn't agreed that at all.
It's because my mother died of cancer. We were caring for her for 2 years. And it was a very devastating time, and I lost my job because I was so ill. This
Okay.
is why you are here, and how disgusting this country is now that you harass disabled people.
Your argument is not with
I
us.
don't want to speak to you anymore.
Fine, don't.
You people are so disgusting.
Why?
Why don't you get a real job?
Well, we're doing our job. Yeah.
Get a proper job where you contribute
We're doing
to
our
the
job.
society rather
We're-
than actually harassing people.
Well, are we shouting at you?
Debtors will use a high amount of emotion to deflect from having to pay a debt or to even acknowledge the debt. They're in that emotional cycle, they don't want to accept it, or they're not in a position to deal with it. Unfortunately, it doesn't change the fact that they owe the money. the bottom line is you've incurred a debt.
Bullies to try and intimidate
Not at all.
a disabled woman.
Not at all.
For money.
Do you know what this is
she
about?
couldn't afford to pay
Then
because
why
her
did
mother
you-
fucking died with no money and I had to pay £3 grand for a funeral. I haven't got £3 grand. You're making me ill.
I'm not making you
Stress triggers off my illness,
Why
and
am I
now I'm
here?
probably not going to be able to walk the 3
Why?
days because of you
Okay,
people.
why are we here?
You don't
Or
understand.
haven't?
Go and fucking research fibromyalgia,
No, I don't.
and
I'm
you'll find out that actually stress causes such trauma.
Brian and Dell now have a dilemma. They're duty-bound to execute the writ. But with no offer of payment looking likely, they must start to look for assets they can seize, despite the sensitivity of the situation.
I just made some inquiries. She said there's a driver vehicle around the back here, a black and white vehicle. Just want to make some inquiries with it.
The agents have found Karen's car. Brian calls for a vehicle check.
I need to do HPI check on a vehicle.
If the car is free of finance, its value would more than cover the nearly £2,000 debt. But as Karen is disabled, they need to check whether this is the right course of action.
We'd have to look at all the circumstances before making that type of decision, particularly if it's their only means of getting to and from hospital or other medical facilities. So it's not an easy one, but their attitude don't make things easy to resolve. So.
Minutes later, Brian hears back about the vehicle check.
Yeah, it's coming up as a mobility vehicle.
Okay, no, that's fine. Bye. So there's obviously a disability issue here. She's getting carer's allowance. She's got a mobility vehicle. She has vulnerability issues, in my view. She didn't seem vulnerable when she's standing there screaming and shouting, but, you know, we have to take into consideration what they're telling us.
With no offer of payment and no goods to seize, the agents have no choice but to walk away empty-handed for now. They leave a copy of the writ for Karen. If she doesn't pay within a month, the agents will be back. It's been a stressful case for everyone concerned.
There was that emotional cycle that we couldn't get through. We couldn't communicate. It was very, very hard. It's a difficult situation. We understand that. We're stereotyped as individuals who are, difficult, but we're not.
I feel like there are so many disabled people in this country at the moment that aren't getting the support they need. And to top it all off, if somebody suddenly lost their job, how are they going to be able to afford to pay ridiculous amounts of money? I'm sorry, but I want to go back to court. I'm going to get a legal subpoena and I'm going to try and find a way to fight this, all of this. And when they see our income is in outcomings, they will know that we can't actually afford to pay more than what we suggested in the first place.
Nearly 60% of UK businesses face some sort of debt. And 99% of these are small or medium-sized enterprises. More than 1 in 3 small business owners draws less than £100 income each month, leaving them with a constant struggle to stay on top of their finances. (8:30 a.m. Sleaford, Lincolnshire. High Court enforcement agents Stuart McCracken and Elmore Victor are chasing a debt of nearly £5,000 owed by the owner of a computer repair business.
And we're going to visit Mr. Philip Brace.
Mr. Brace?
This morning. And Mr. Brace needs to pay us £4,747.58.
The debt is for unpaid rent. Mr. Brace's landlord has escalated the case to the High Court to get his money back quickly.
You've done that before, haven't you? 18. 16.
It opens at 9 o'clock.
Alright, someone's coming, mate.
Hello there, sir. You okay? We're after Mr. Brace.
That's me.
Mr. Brace, my name's Mr. McCracken, this is my colleague Mr. Victor. We're High Court enforcement agents from Direct Collection Bailiffs Limited. We've got a High Court writ, sir, to execute to the value of £4,747.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. Are you able to make payment, sir?
At the moment, no, I'm not.
Right, okay, because we are instructed to remove goods, sir, unless payment can be made.
What's the debt about?
Well, it's unpaid rent.
Rent. For this property?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, but basically, I've been having problems with the landlord anyway in here because he was supposed to have come in and sorted out some damp and sorts of rubbish for this place.
Right.
He's never turned up, so I've basically sort of stopped paying the rent, you know what I mean? Because there's a lot of stuff in here, obviously being electrical stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That will get damaged with all the debt. I must admit, I'm not making any money out of the place.
Right.
Thing is, you say make a payment, but it'd just be like, excuse my French, pissing in the ocean. You know what I mean? It's not going to make a great deal of difference.
Mr. Brace has run the business for 3 years. He claims he's fallen on hard times, but Vic wants to dig deeper.
But you did say earlier you stopped paying rent because you weren't happy with some of the things. So you didn't stop, but you told us you stopped rent because you can't afford to pay rent. You told us you stopped rent because there was problems with the building, etc., etc., etc. So
yeah, that's fine.
Are we going to go around in circles? Or are we going to be honest with each other here? Because
I'm being honest. I stopped rent because
one story
one,
here.
I couldn't afford it, and two, bad situation and bits and pieces. So, but it's a combination of both. I'm being straight with you. I'm being honest with you. I'm not trying to pull the wool over your eyes. I can't pay. Simple as that.
Mr. Brace has made his position clear, but the agents still need to try and settle that today, one way or another.
I need to make you, we do remove, it goes up to £5,611. And if the goods don't get, this is worst case scenario, if the goods don't fetch the total amount outstanding, then there will be a statutory demand issue. Okay, so it is important that you try and get this resolved.
A statutory demand is a written warning from a creditor. It states that you don't pay your debt or come to another arrangement. They could start court proceedings to make you bankrupt. The pressure is on. Mr. Brace must now raise the funds or risk losing his entire livelihood. High Court enforcement agents Stuart McCracken and Elmore Victor were in Sleaford, Lincolnshire, trying to recover a debt of nearly £5,000 for unpaid rent from a computer repairs shop.
Are you able to make payments, sir?
At the moment, no.
Right.
Owner Philip Brace said his business was failing.
I can't pay. Simple as that.
Now the agent's only option is to seize goods to try and cover the debt.
We are instructed to remove goods, sir, unless payment can be made.
I can point out the bits that belong to customers and that belong to my son-in-law.
We need to see proof of that, sir.
Well, unfortunately...
Well, if you can't show us proof today, everything will get removed and stored for 7 days. If you can't produce proof of after 7 days, it will get sold at public auction.
That lot up there, as well, is mine.
Yeah.
A lot of these need repairing.
There's plenty of IT equipment in the shop. But there's a problem. The value of the broken stock doesn't come close to covering the £5,000 debt.
You should get at least 50 quid for each.
No. I can tell you that now. No, you won't. I can tell you that now. I'm not an auctioneer. Because if he was going to buy that at auction, does not know if that is working or not, so they pay scrap value, which is a fiver.
When you walk into business and you can see they are struggling to trade or to make a living, clearly that makes it more difficult for us to collect on that specific case because there's nothing of value to remove.
With nothing of value worth seizing in the shop, Stuart changes tactics. The writ is in Mr. Brace's name, so his personal goods are also liable.
We'd have to go to your home address as well and take control from goods there as well. Because obviously it's in your name personally.
What would be the minimum amount that I would have to pay
now. There's no doubt you'll probably say it's the whole lot.
Well, we instructed to collect the balance, which is the whole lot, obviously.
That's fair enough, I understand that.
2,200 would be the minimum.
I can't physically pull £2,000 out of my back pocket to hand it over to you.
Yeah.
I've got a vehicle at home. Yes, it's under my name. You can have that as well.
What's the vehicle, sir?
It's Skoda Estate.
Hi, John. Can I give you HPI, mate?
I'll be honest with you, cam belt snap.
No problem. Cheers, John. See you later. Bye.
The office tells Stuart the broken-down Skoda is virtually worthless. The agents try once more to get Mr. Brace to come up with an offer of payment.
Is there anyone who can help you raise funds? Make a payment?
I've been trying. At the end of the day, I'll just have to close my business down. It's as simple as that.
Which we don't really want to do.
Look, I could take you down to my bank and I can get you a balance of my account. And if there's 100 quid in there, I'll be surprised. That's how bad the business will be. I've been living on borrowed time.
The agents have run out of options. So Stuart throws Mr. Brace a lifeline.
What we'll do is, so I'll give you 24 hours to see what you can do.
To be honest with you, there's no way I can raise it.
And like I said, if at all, like I said, we take control of goods from the property and here, it doesn't clear the balance, then there'll be a statute of demand issue, which is more or less end of the line. Bankruptcy is such a crippling situation for any individual. Your bank accounts are frozen, your credit cards are stopped, you'll lose any valuable asset. It's made publicly aware that you are now bankrupt. Your whole life comes to a stop.
Even if I went and stood on the street corners and sit on my backside, I couldn't get £2,000.
No. I don't think most people would. It'll be a good night for us.
I'd have to pay them rather than them pay me.
All right, take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
I started 3 years ago and everything seemed to be all right. Then 2 more shops have opened up in town, which, yeah, it has affected my business. And unfortunately, the economy has screwed me over. I've got into debt. It's my problem. It's not them. So at the end of the day, I've got to either go and pay to become bankrupt and just shut my business down and go and get a proper job.
Mr. Brace has 24 hours to come up with more than £2,000. If he doesn't pay, the agents will be back.
I think he's given up. He's given up on himself.
He's just plodding along day to day, isn't he? He said he is waiting for us, and I think he genuinely was.
Next time, Stuart and Vic get the runaround at a second-hand car dealer's.
This is stolen.
No, my arm could have been under that wheel.
And the agents meet a woman who won't face up to the truth.
I'm saying to you, that is not my vehicle, so why are you removing it?
I reckon that's her.
While Del and Dale try to track down a debt dodger.
There he is, there he is, there he is, there he is. Look down, look down, look down. He's clued up. He's not a stupid man.
And it's Paul Connolly doing the chasing down next on Channel 5. He's after those at the centre of insurance scams in brand new series Undercover, Nailing the Fraudsters.